Hey listen, today we're on Mackinac Island where there's more trails than coffee shops and we're out hiking. We happened to hit the coffee trail. Made us think, boy, we could use a shot of coffee. Well, it was handy because we brought our Bripe with us. It's a coffee brewing pipe. Find out more here on Bean Basics. Oh, hey there. Welcome to Bean Basics with Bob and Michelle. Welcome to almost sunny Mackinac Island, and welcome to the coffee trail. Hey, listen, today we're talking about the Bripe. And the Bripe is a coffee brewing pipe. And it's for a quick shot of coffee while you're out on the trail, hiking in the woods. But let me quit talking about it and just pull it out. The Bripe comes in a nice package, just like this. And by the way, the Bripe was conceived in Costa Rica, but it's made in Canada. I love this little felt package, and it comes really with absolutely everything. There's a copper stand. There's a Bripe. There's a thermometer. There's a way to provide a little bit of fire. And of course, we got to have our coffee. All right, well, let me get this out of the way and kind of just get started making our coffee. And the way we make it is we simply put coffee in this chamber right here and fill it with water. All right. Now, I'm going to take this apart for a second so I can show you that this little piece right here, which holds the thermometer, also has a little bit of a screen on it, right? So that when you put this in here, it goes right in front of the hole where the pipe enters, so that when you drink your Bripe, you don't get any coffee grounds. All right, so we got to get our coffee in first. Bripe gives you this nice little test tube, and if you fill it all the way to this line, it would be about 10 grams. About halfway is 5 grams. And the recommended dosage for this is 5 grams. Now I'm using Mocha Java coffee today, which I love, but we roast this one on the darker side. And you know when you roast coffee dark, it makes the beans a little bit more brittle, and therefore you get more coffee fines. And we'd be worried a little bit about the number of coffee fines going in there. So I'm going to show you a little hack to get rid of coffee fines. I've got a piece of paper towel here. Now, the woods didn't provide that. We did, right? And normally you would do this before you even leave your house. But one way, one hack to getting rid of fines in coffee is simply to put your coffee on a paper towel and kind of rub it all over, just like this. And as you rub, what happens is the fines get caught in the paper towel itself. Just going to do a quick bee right here to amuse myself. All right. So here we go. We got our coffee. This is 5 grams. I already measured it out long before we left. And I'm going to go ahead and get this in the Bripe. Now, normally it'd be a little bit easier in this because we wouldn't do this fines hack here. We do it at home, and I'd just be pouring this straight out of the test tube straight into the Bripe. Okay, there we go. And you can see right here much of the fines have been just captured right on the paper towel. Pretty awesome. Okay, so this is pretty full of coffee here. The dosage for water, so this is 5 grams of coffee. It's filled up about halfway in the chamber. The dosage that they ask for on water is 30 grams. Now we have no scale out here, but they do give you a handy hash mark on the outside. I don't think you'll be able to pick it up with the camera, but just in case, it's right there. And you want to hit that hash mark. Maybe you can take it a little bit higher. You don't want to be too high because it might boil over and get on your hands or whatever. So I'm going to fill it to that hash mark, if I can find it again. There we go. And that's just about right there. And now we're going to heat our coffee. Now, our thermometer ends up being our stir and our thermometer. I'm just going to give this a quick stir so all the grounds get hydrated, and then I'm just going to slide this in. The thermometer is necessary so that we know, what temperature it is and when we're done brewing and so on. Now this thing is all copper, so it's really important to hold it on the cork holder right here. This will all get extremely hot. We're at about 60 degrees out here right now in mostly sunny Mackinac Island. But we're going to go ahead and start cooking. And, on the bottom of here is like an open well that goes up, and that's what we're cooking into. And we need to take this to about 180 degrees. And right now we're already at 70. Now the nice thing about this, it doesn't require a camping stove or anything like this. This is really a cigar lighter, and of course maybe you'd want to have a cigar out here too. I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what Smokey the Bear would say about that. But as I mentioned before, we're on the coffee trail, and we're on the coffee trail. I don't know if you can get a shot of that, babe.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
How pretty that is.
And that's up here on Mackinac Island. If you're not from Michigan, it's at the very tip of Michigan before you cross into the UP. And we're sitting on an island that's in the Straits of Mackinac. I'm never really sure how to say that, but somebody I'm sure will correct me on that. All right, we're to about 120 degrees, and I can see that it's actually starting to bubble a little bit. Now, Michelle and I got married here on the island in 2007, just really up the way about a half a mile at a place it's called Stone Cliff. And we like coming back to the island and hitting the trails and sort of reminiscing about the day we got married and so on and so forth. I'm going to have you come in a little closer. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that, but there is a little bubbling going on the inside there. Can you see that? Yeah,
see it.
Right. Okay. And we're really almost there, right? So I'm almost at 180 degrees. But the nice thing about the Bripe is you don't even need a backpack, really. You just need a big coat pocket, and if there's a point in time, it's hit 180 degrees, by the way. I'm going to put it back on the stand again. Don't touch any of the copper at this point in time. The one thing I think the stand is good for too, because this stand is about 60 degrees, and as the nose of this stand goes into this well right there, I think it's taking the heat and diffusing it out. But the important thing here is we were at about 185 degrees, and we need to get this down to about 140. Why do we need to get it down to about 140? Well, that's a really safe sipping temperature. You wouldn't want this to be so hot, right? And then pick this up and take a sip and burn the inside of your mouth. That would be sort of a tragedy if it happens. And but this can just be simply in your pocket, and at some point when you're hitting the afternoon, it's about 3 o'clock, and you're trying to decide, well, do I want to go back and take a nap, or do I need a quick shot of coffee? I think this is the answer. This is the quick shot of coffee.
Babe, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it an immersion method or a percolation method?
Right. No, this would be considered an immersion method. And although, as I said earlier, it was conceived in Costa Rica and made in Canada, one of the things it reminds us of is Turkish coffee, right? And we have an episode, and we'll put that up here on Turkish coffee, but it's a heat source in a copper pot. Now, the only difference is with Turkish coffee, you don't drink it out of a straw from the bottom of the Bripe, right? So that's the big difference. And we know immersion methods are very forgiving. You know what? We're at 140. So I'm going to give this the old testaroo. I think we got a little light rain going on right here, but that's okay. It's one of the things we love about Mackinac Island. Now, before you take a sip, you got to blow out of the straw because some grounds might be in front of that screen I showed you earlier. Okay. Blow out and suck in. It is a remarkably good shot of coffee. Hold on, I got to take another sip. Well, I think we'll be ready for another 5 miles at this point. But we're getting towards the end. I do want to let you know If you want to leave a comment that's good or bad, either way, we don't mind. Please do so. If you have an idea for an episode, go ahead and put that idea down in the comment area. We sure would like it if you hit the like button, and hopefully you'll become a subscriber. But before we go, keep in mind, and Michelle and I go around the globe, but today we're on Mackinac Island. We want to leave you with this one note, and that is, when you love the world will love you right back. Hey there, I got a little carried away. Michelle reminded me we got to clean up after ourselves too. So let me show you how easy the cleanup is, really. It's just a matter of taking the thermometer out, and you can just go ahead and give this a knock. And we're talking about the original form of composting here. Just knock your grounds out. Take a little water, fill up the chamber, give it a rinse. It's that easy, and you're done. And you're ready to pack it back up in your nice felt bag. All right, that's really the end of the episode. We'll see you next time here on Bean Basics.
Hey, thanks for joining us. For future episodes, click the subscribe button. Bean Basics is brought to you by OneBigIslandInspace.com with 2 G's.